love the directions, spin the wheel directions that people take us in, the different angles that we wouldn't have thought of. I want to pick his brain here today. 1-800-259-9231. 1-800-259-9231. But, Gerald, you make a great point. I can't even properly describe how big the fraud is. They sell the derivatives knowing it's crap. They have insurance companies certify it. The insurance companies get bailed out after they already get paid to certify it. The big banks get to fence the assets and buy real assets when the bubble's being inflated. Then when it implodes, the banks get bailed out with trillions of dollars, and then they say, oh, but we're going to give the governments the toxic assets, and every economist we've talked to have said that those have negative value, so they're actually giving the governments a time bomb, so it's a triple screw job.
That's right, and let's not forget the rating agencies, as you mentioned. They get a free ride as well. They're getting paid to rate the junk, and they rate the junk excellent. You can't get away with this in real life. And I've said this over and over again. The merger of state and corporate powers is called fascism, and fascism has come to America. We're talking about the financial sector. We could talk about it in agriculture. We could talk about it in pharmaceutical. We could talk about it in retail. Every sector of this country is controlled by a handful. What is it, Alex? 6 banks controlling 60% of all of the action in the country. How can you deny what's going on? You can't. This is not socialism. And I heard you talking about, before I came on the air, about these drug busts and how they use these fascist tactics to beat up people, to beat up the little guy for, smoking a joint, while they let the big guys free and turn, quote, a blind eye to opium production in Afghanistan because they don't want to hurt the family farmer's income. Who are they kidding with this stuff? So what we're looking at is really a complete takeover. And when people say, why isn't the government doing anything? They think that there's a revolving door. That's the story that they've been fed. Well, the people go out of government and then into these private corporations, and they have an inside track. It's not a revolving door. It's a wide open door. And that door is filled with the same people in every agency that are fronting for the big corporations, whether it's the Goldman Sachs gang or whether it's agriculture. It's the same story over and over again.
Well, look at Walmart globally, has 46% of all retail sales, and it's all based on Chinese slave goods. What about Mark Faber? I know you respect his opinion. He's got a very good track record of predicting things just in the markets. So you have general analysis, which is so important. But he's saying 90% chance in the next 9 to 12 months that China will completely collapse into depression.
Oh, we've been saying this as well. It's the Chinese bubble. Everyone knows that one of the major reasons why we have recovered with this fake recovery from the March 2009 equities market collapse is because of China. And China has dumped in nearly $1 trillion worth of money, plus they're loaning out money all over. They have a huge housing bubble going on there. And I do respect Mark Faber's analysis, as Bob Chapman's as well. And Faber's right on the money with this, because there's another problem going on in China. And again, this is where we look at a bit differently than a lot of others, and that is the social unrest. They've had over 70,000 major riots and disturbances in China in 2009. They have to keep their 1.2 billion people happy, because if they don't, the whole thing turns to chaos. And it's going to be chaos in China as the world economies decline and they have no place to dump their product. So yes, we agree there's going to be a major unraveling in China.
Now, we're about to break. Long segment coming up. We'll take some calls and get into other trends. But I've got a Twitter question to the Real Alex Jones Twitter by Ferreira. It says, I'd like to know if he has the same forecast for financial collapse that he had 1 year ago. Have things changed? or have things accelerated? Well, let me just answer that question and then have him come back and elaborate. He said almost 4 years ago that in 2008, there'd be a huge implosion. That's on record. And he described it in the subprime mortgages as the trigger. Then he said right after the bailout in 2008 that 2010, and Chapman said this too, that the money would run out and then the big implosion would start. We'll be back.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Dog chewed your remote control, lost your remote, or is your remote control just not working? Let ReplacementRemotes.com replace or fix it for you. We carry a complete line of remote controls for all brands of TV, home audio, or DVD remotes, including old or hard-to-find remote controls. We also can repair or fix your remote control. Visit ReplacementRemotes.com for all your remote control needs. Use coupon code ALEX for a 5% discount. We also carry hotel and hospital remote controls. Visit ReplacementRemotes.com or call us at 336-377-2220. That's ReplacementRemotes.com, 336-377-2220.
ReplacementRemotes.com, ReplacementRemotes.com. If you need a remote control, ReplacementRemotes.com.
For all your remote control needs, visit ReplacementRemotes.com, 336-377-2220.
In March, Alex Jones announced that eFoods Direct was putting together a high-volume, pre-production order of the new Quick Fix meals. By waiting for production and shipping of their orders, families were able to receive one free item for every 3 that they bought. Since the final shutdown of this buy 3, get 1 free program, we've had a lot of folks calling, disappointed that they missed the order deadline. Listen carefully. Starting immediately, eFoodsDirect.com will take pre-production orders for a buy 3, get 1 free program for 1 week ending May 14th at midnight. You will receive 1 free item for every 3 that you order of the selected products. These orders will begin shipping the first week of June. To order on the web, eFoodsDirect.com/Alex or call 800-409-5633. That's eFoodsDirect.com/Alex. 800-409-5633. Again, that's eFoodsDirect.com/Alex. 800-409-5633.
This is the end. Beautiful friend.
Well, this is fitting music with Gerald Celente on with us. I want to be specific with him in a moment and get into the next phase in the collapse. How he sees this historically unwinding and unfolding. Bob Chapman will also join us next hour to specifically burrow in to his research. I know he's on it to find out exactly what happened yesterday. The word is there was a lot of people that were short on gold in Europe and that they had to dump stock to be able to cover their position. We know it wasn't a fat finger. It wasn't Procter & Gamble. That's even CNBC admits. It was at least 9 stocks simultaneously that did this, and they halted trading in Europe. A lot of chicanery. We have a specialist on that issue alone, Bob Chapman, joining us next hour. Before we go back to our guest, we produced and released 2 new films in the month of April. I released, of course, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, which is just excellent, exposing the New World Order, the global government, who these people are, how to stop them. government drug dealing, government kidnapping, white slavery, how they're bribing people, how they're controlling them, what the banks are doing, and Police State 4, The Rise of FEMA, how they're planning to suppress the people, training to take on the Tea Parties, training the military to take on the American people, the reality of the FEMA camps. It's all proven in Police State 4, The Rise of FEMA. But remember William Lewis, who made Camp FEMA and a lot of other great films with Gary Franchi. They have released a new film. I've got it here in stock. We can't start shipping it till the